What is going on, people of the internet? My name, of course, is Panther, and welcome your faces to a brand new video. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the rumor of free DLC, no season pass in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. And of course, I'm also going to be throwing in, the topic of microtransactions and those stupid pesky supply drops. The gameplay you're watching is some Combine Team Deathmatch. I'm running Glitch, and I'm also running the Galil. This is an older gameplay. I'm just trying to level up my Galil basically in this gameplay. But I was like, DLC weapon gameplay in the DLC conversation? Yeah, let's do it. So let's get right into this. The rumor is that there's going to be free DLC in Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and no season pass. Now this all really started because there hasn't really been any kind of mention when it comes to DLC or a season pass. We haven't really seen anything, nothing saying pre-order now, get the season pass for four passes, 4 multiplayer maps, and a zombies map per DLC. And then this also started because one of the higher ups at Treyarch was asked, what's going to happen with DLC? We haven't really seen anything for that. And they said, well, we can't really talk about it much, but our fans are going to be happy. Now this is definitely very surprising, and it really makes me excited because we all know the old DLC model does not work. The way that they've been doing it does not work. It's absolutely trash. It just shouldn't be a thing. We spend $60 on a game. I don't want to be expected to spend, another $50 for a season pass or $60 if I don't have the season pass for all 4 DLC packages. And another thing that absolutely sucks is that it splits up the player base because not a lot of people really want to spend that extra money. Most people don't get the DLC maps anyway, so they're stuck playing the base maps. And what if the base maps suck? Like Call of Duty Ghosts, the base maps weren't the best, but then the DLC maps were pretty cool. Like Fog, there was like the pirate one with the ship and everything. The remake of not Strike Zone, Scrapyard for Modern Warfare 2. Just cool things like that. And there we go. I'm rocking the XMC. Picked that up off the ground. Another DLC weapon that I will probably never get in my life. But we're here to talk about regular DLC packages, so it splits up the player base. I went back to play Call of Duty Ghosts probably about 2 months ago. There were only about 3,000 people playing the game, which that's some pretty sad numbers, but I mean, Ghosts isn't the most popular game. But what I want to talk about is the fact that I only have the first DLC for Call of Duty Ghosts. I only purchased the first DLC, and so when I played that game, out of all 3,000 people, I was pretty much stuck with the same about 20 people in the game. Because when you purchase a DLC and you go to play a game and you're going in matchmaking, it tries to put you in a secret kind of hidden playlist of people that only have that DLC. So if you don't have any DLC, you're playing with people that also don't have the DLC. If you have all the DLC, you're going to be playing with all of the people that have all of the DLCs. Or if you're like me and you only have the first DLC for a game, then you're going to be playing with all the people that only have the first DLC for that game. And that splits up the player base. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's super hard and frustrating. Now, Modern Warfare 3 did something pretty cool where you could disable the DLC. So let's say you have all the DLCs, but you're not finding any matches. You could disable the DLC and then get put in the playlist with players who don't have the DLC, which typically is the higher amount of people. So please, Call of Duty, for the sake of the Lord, for the sake of my sanity, bring back disabled DLC. Because if there's an asshat that I don't want to play with and he only has the DLCs that I have, I'm going to turn off DLC so I don't have to play with said asshat. That would just, it would make my day if that came back. Now, what Fortnite is doing is they're doing like weekly free updates and everything. It's super cool. It keeps the game interesting. And of course, you don't have to spend any extra money. That is absolutely amazing and incredible. Fortnite is changing the game of how game developers and gaming communities really work. I think it's making things more positive and changing things for the better. So if they're going to be doing that, if Treyarch is going to be releasing free DLC, I don't know how they're going to be doing it. The rumor is they're going to be doing like free DLC once a month. I believe Modern Warfare 3 was the last game that really did like a once a month kind of update and everything. I think Modern Warfare 3 was the last one that did that. But that would be absolutely amazing. That would be incredible. I would absolutely love that. Then everyone can play together. If you have 100,000 players online, which I assume is probably the number of people on at a concurrent time for the most recent releases, then you're playing with all 100,000 of those people, and that is incredible. Then you don't have to worry about some asshat sitting in the back of the map, you know, just chilling in a bush. You can leave the lobby and find another asshat sitting in the back of the bush, but maybe that asshat has a little bit less skill, so you can easily pick them off and start getting, like, you know, your AC 130s and all that fun stuff. So I think the free DLC model would be absolutely incredible. That would make a lot of us happy. I feel like that would actually make, you know, 99% of the community happy. There's always that 1% that just absolutely can just piss off, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to zombies, I do definitely expect them to have us pay for zombies maps, because zombie maps take a lot more effort than a multiplayer map. Obviously, the reason that shows is with each DLC there's 4 multiplayer maps and 1 zombies map, because to make 4 multiplayer maps it takes basically the same amount of effort as making 1 zombies map. There's so much time that has to go into it, corrections, making sure glitches work, adding in the Easter egg and all that. So I would be fine paying for every single zombies map that comes out. The rumor is also 2 zombies maps per DLC, but that's another video that I will talk about that. So I'd be cool paying for zombies DLC, but if they do free multiplayer map DLC, that would be absolutely incredible. Now let's move on to the conversation of DLC weapons, microtransactions, and all that terrible shit that we absolutely hate. Black Ops 3 did it wrong. We all know that. Black Ops 3 supply drop system, DLC weapon system was the worst in the world. It was terrible. You have such a small chance of getting the DLC weapons. If you spent all of the money that you were spending on, you know, getting the DLC weapons and getting a specific one that you want, you're probably looking to spend probably about $1,000. And at that point, yeah, sure, you'll unlock a couple of other ones, but it's all completely random. You legitimately could spend $1,000 and not get a single DLC weapon. That was a terrible voice crack. Apparently I'm going through puberty again. So what I want them to do is tone back on the microtransactions, or at least the supply drops. No more supply drops. I'm sick of supply drops. I don't want to open supply drops. I hate having everything completely random. I want to know what I'm purchasing. So let's go back to the Black Ops 2 system, the Ghosts, and the Advanced Warfare system, to where, you know, they basically had all of these skins, camos, player designs, player looks, player costumes. I don't know. But you knew exactly what you were spending. In Black Ops 2, I spent a lot of extra money on camos, but each camo was like $2 or $3, and when you purchased the camo for that $2 or $3, you got that camo for every weapon. You hear that? For every weapon in the game, including DLC weapons, which, I mean, was only the Peacekeeper, but whatever. That was the best system. I knew exactly what I was getting. I purchased what I purchased, and I knew exactly what I wanted. Fortnite's also doing this. Fortnite's throwing in their V-Buck system, so it's kind of more like COD points, but you can use those quote-unquote COD points to buy whatever you want. You can get whatever skin you want. You don't have to open up stupid, shitty boxes that give you terrible luck, that have filler things in there so you don't get the cool stuff like fucking pistol grips. So I hope that's what they do. I hope they learn from Fortnite. Apparently they have been learning from Fortnite, and they're changing up their DLC system. And so if they change their microtransaction system to a more user-friendly system, to where, you know, we can purchase exactly what we want when we want it, and we know exactly what we're spending and how much money we will be spending, that would be amazing. That would be absolutely terrific. I don't expect them to necessarily change it for Black Ops 3, or I mean Black Ops 4, but I hope for the future games after that they definitely do change that, because that would make our lives so much easier, so much nicer. We wouldn't have to spend $1,000. I mean, some of the camos in Black Ops 3 are cooler than some of the base camos and cooler than the DLC camos. If I could purchase the haptic camo for every single weapon, you bet your ass I would be dropping about $5 to do that. I would have no question about that. But I don't want to open up 100 supply drops and get the haptic camo for one weapon that I never use. So anyways, that's all I really have. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, so much for watching. My name's been Panther, and I will see you guys in the next one. I get so mad talking about supply drops.